Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com. And as you know, I learned how to be psychic. And now I do readings and energy healings. I help people transform and evolve and grow. And I also teach people how to be psychic and intuitive themselves. So today in this video, we're going to talk about blocks that stop you from tapping into your own psychic awareness. And I'm going to break this up into two videos. I was going to cover the whole intuition and psychic awareness thing in one, but I realized that they are two separate things. Specifically because intuition is like an ongoing process that happens like throughout your day. Whereas the psychic thing, the methodology as far as like the school thought that I followed to learn how to be psychic, that's more of a controlled environment where you sit down, you prepare yourself, and then you get into psychic mode. So in this video, we're going to talk about specifically things that block you when you're in psychic mode. And first things first, we still live in a world where the majority of people think that this is weird. A lot of people are like, I don't believe in psychic stuff. I don't believe that psychics are real. I don't believe in any of it. And you and I, of course, are not like thinking that way. But it still presents a challenge where a lot of people are like, that's ridiculous. And then you're thinking, oh gosh, well, is this ridiculous? Can I really do this? Even if you know you can and you have that ability, it can create a block. Literally, we're talking about blocks here. It can create a block where you're unable to tap into that and open it up. It's very fascinating. What I've noticed though, and something for you to think about, is that everything is shifting and changing and more people are waking up to this awareness and owning it. If you even just look at the technology that's being created, it's very intuitive. It's very interesting. We're all headed in that direction. And soon enough, people will discover and learn that this is as common as our regular five senses. But that could be creating something that's stopping you. So how do you get past that? Surround yourself with like-minded people, read books, follow people on social media or on YouTube, like my YouTube channel, who are of the same mindset. And the more you're with like-minded people, the more you will match their energy, because we do resonate and vibrate and match the vibration of those around us, and you'll be able to open up and become more intuitive. It's so much fun. If you've ever been to a class where everyone's being psychic, I used to teach classes like that, and I was thinking it might be fun to get back into that again. Just being with like one or two like super really psychic people in the room will give others, by virtue of them being there, permission to match that frequency and to be open and psychic, and then you notice that people sort of start picking up on the same things and resonating, and it's wonderful. So try that. Another thing that's come up a lot with people I've worked with is that I personally believe in reincarnation. If you don't, take this with a grain of salt. I honor and respect what you believe as well. But in my belief system with reincarnation, a lot of people were persecuted for their abilities, and some people who are really powerfully psychic were in past lives. And I've worked with a lot of former witches, a lot of sages, a lot of prophets in past lives who were ridiculed or kind of outcast because of it, because of whatever reasons. I don't want to talk about religion right now because that's a whole other thing. Let's just say that in some societies, wise women and healers and shaman were respected, and that's a good thing. In other societies, they were persecuted, and that will create a lot of pain for you if you were one of those people. And of course, you're going to be resistant to doing that in this life. What you can do to heal that is, I would just highly recommend past life regressions or hypnosis to get to the core of that lifetime and to release it and to heal it and transform it. Because if you have that much powerful energy and it's like aching to break free, it would be a shame not to give a nod to that, and to let your talents and your powers like evolve and grow, because you're here to help people. You're here as a light worker to help others, and to ignite their light. So work through that issue if you feel it, that resistance, and you'll know. If you're intuitive, you will definitely know. To that end, a lot of people are born into families where generationally speaking, they don't like this stuff, or they're afraid of dark stuff. And that is going to be really hard to get through. What you can do is just separate yourself from your family. I wouldn't advise cutting yourself off and making yourself an outcast, but just owning your belief system, again, finding a tribe, and not sharing all of this. If you know that they think this is of the devil, well, then don't talk about it to them. Don't share it with them. Stay in the light, be true to your path, like-minded people, trust that you're onto something good. And also, for your own subconscious mind, why don't you take extra steps and maybe don't delve into mediumship yet, or delve into spirit guides and stuff. Like, work with angels and God and like the higher levels, and surround yourself with light first before doing any of the psychic work. And it's so interesting, because the psychic stuff isn't necessarily spiritual, but we as spiritual beings want to know more. It's like we all want to know why we're here. And so it does sort of lend itself to that other dimension, or those other dimensions beyond the veil. And yes, darkness and dark things do exist. I have seen them, sadly enough, much to my remorse and regret, seen this shit firsthand, and it's nasty. And so some of if you have family that's like so afraid of it, well, yeah, because there is a dark side. If you stick to the light and you walk that path, you don't have to worry about it. Just stay strong and stay in the light, and know that this is the dimension you're going to work with, and the other stuff won't mess with you, or you don't have to bother with it. Now, I don't teach mediumship, and I try not to go there, although I have seen spirits and done all that stuff. But I would say for the whole mediumship thing and the psychic development, go to an expert who knows what they're doing, and learn that way. Go pro. And right now, don't talk to me about it, because the spirits are very powerful, and ghosts and stuff, and I don't like that. And so I choose not to monkey with that stuff. I want to just stick to other stuff. Anyway, I think I went off on a tangent there, but I had to talk about it because that's part of the whole psychic thing. And that's kind of why a lot of people are afraid of it, and why a lot of people have blocks to it, or I don't believe in that hooey, I'm just going to walk this line and not go there. So I had to bring it up, and you might have a block because of that, all of that stuff. Other common blocks, if you're learning how to do readings and healings for other people, what I have seen before with people is that you're afraid that what you're going to say is totally ridiculous, and it's going to sound like a bunch of gibberish. And so that shuts you down, and you're like, I can't say anything. I don't hear anything, and I'm just not going to do it. And with that, to get through that kind of block, you have to push through it. You have to keep on keeping on, because that's the only way you're going to get to the core of it, of what you're the information that you're getting, that you're seeking to give to another person. So you kind of have to suspend that silliness and go all out on the kooky path. You have to just be like, okay, this might be crazy. I might look silly and sound crazy, but I've got to say what I've got to say. And eventually, as you keep on working with that, you'll get better and better, and you'll be all right. Now, something else that comes up with that creates a block, though, is that I've really had to work hard at is when you are being psychic and you're working with somebody else, there's a general consensus in the general public that like either you're right or you're wrong, or you're predicting something that's right or you're predicting something that's wrong. And that's downright scary. I don't predict for people anymore. Sometimes I try to get a glimpse for them, but I don't predict because that also like messes with your free will and your path to a certain extent. But former psychics that were in the spotlight and everything made it scary for those of us learning and stuff, because it's like everybody was so ready to be like, you're wrong, that prediction was off, like you're way off base and everything. And that creates such a block. My God. The good news is the way that I was trained and the way that I would advise you to work on this is going in gently and softly from the whole framework of energy. And when you just tune into something and you work with something on the pure basis of energy, there is no right and there is no wrong. Energy is energy. And just say like I see, like let's say like this situation is green and pea soup blobby, and then if you're doing a reading and then the person will say, well, yeah, it is kind of like stuck and it feels like that when I'm there, and just, you know what I'm saying, just go with the abstract. I've talked about this in another video when I was wearing the same shirt, which I love, about clairvoyance and how those pictures are often weird and stuff, but let yourself go towards the metaphorical. Don't try so hard to be like predicting that this or that or the other is going to happen, because that's analytical and the psychic thing is very metaphorical. So back to what I was talking about with the block, is that block could be that you're afraid of being wrong. And if you go take things down to the smallest, like the most basic, it's all energy, and you can't say that something is wrong if you're describing it in terms of a sense or a feeling or an energetic vibration or a color. So work with that. So those are the basics of the blocks that I've seen. Like I'm trying to do a recap and I'm going to see if I can cover everything I covered. But it's basically like fear of the public like not accepting you, fear of ridicule, past life persecution, family thinking that you're in league with the devil, fear of being wrong or saying something that's not accurate. Those are the big basics. And there are other things too, but I don't want to, I've been talking for a while and I want to keep rambling on, but those are the main ones. So I'm going to start to wrap this up now. First of all, I apologize for the lighting. I am trying to still learning how to do this and stuff. Anyway, just thank you so much for bearing with me and all this. If you like this video, please hit like and please subscribe. And also, I do videos every week and I want to cover stuff that you want to hear about. So please leave a comment, send me an email at ask@krishanti.com. Tell me what you want me to talk about. I do, readings and healings. I have a one-on-one intuitive development program. So if you're interested, check out Krishanti.com. And it's so nice to share this space with you. Thank you for being here. And if you're working on your intuitive development and psychic development, come on in, the water's warm. Join the club. We need more of you. Come and join our tribe. So that's all for now, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.